So here we are with a quick unboxing of the Thomas Dudley Kinetic. It's actually quite a handy piece of kit. So we've already put a new isolation valve up there. I'm going to put a bit of pipe in. Grandad's just broken my tripod because he's got no spatial awareness at all.
I didn't realise how far close it was going.
Hence this no spatial awareness. So this is the actual solenoid part of it. 15mm compression, a fill sieve on the end, flow restrictor on the t'other end. Yeah, that's it. Flow restrictor and sieve, and then open. This connection here can be used two ways. You can have a remote connection where this plugs onto that and then runs into this unit if you wanted to have it up on the wall or something. And this part here, this frame here, is just for plasterboard or ceiling tiles if you wanted to fit it straight into the ceiling. That's like a flush fitting connection for office blocks and stuff like that. Hi.
Hello.
You well? So it can be wired up mains through the block on the back here, as you can see, but we have opted for 4 batteries. I don't know how long they'll last. We'll find out. We'll ask the customer in a while and see how quickly they replace them. But then we've got very simple settings. This will clip onto the front of the flush here, and then we've got buttons on the front to set it up, and of course the PIR sensor there as well. So let's just crack on, I suppose. Grandad, shall we crack on? So we've obviously isolated the water this morning whilst the pub was closed, and there we go. Ooh, we're a bit close there, Grandad. Oh dearie me. Edit this bit out, yeah? There we go. Nothing's happening until that one anyway. There we go. So, I'll have the nut, the olive, the spanner.
I don't know the olives are there.
Nut and olives where?
On it.
Oh yeah, alright, yeah, nice up there. Now, can we get this clip off the wall without destroying the wall?
Probably not.
No, we cannot. So, sack that idea off. We're going to go for this about here, it's about there. Pipes lodged, por favor, in my pocket. Probably put all this bit out anyway, to be honest. Oh, can you take the back off the yeah, man.
Are you doing a video?
Yes. Let me screw this bit here. So, Grandad's just unscrewing the back plate. The screws obviously don't need to come all the way out because once they're out, they're out. So they're actually retentive screws as well, or captive, whatever you call them, which means they don't fall out of the back plate once you've unscrewed them, which is handy. So it barely unscrews at all until it's off. That's perfect. So Grandad's going to stick the batteries in now. Now once you put the batteries in, it goes into setup mode, which gives you half an hour of messing about fitting it before the screen locks and you have to go for a reset procedure. So once you put the batteries in, you get a flash to say you're in setup mode and the countdown has begun. Grandad, put the back cover on that. Oh, actually, just show me inside again one more time. Inside, you've also got the 2 connections. You've got the top connection there, which is for the mains power in. If you choose to power it off the mains, you can do that through a spur. And this is the sensor solenoid connection, which is where that plug goes into to power the solenoid. If you want to put the sensor lower down somewhere else facing the door. So, there we go. Just going to tighten this up now. Solenoid, jet lube. Filter side, flow out, so this facing this way. We're just going to make sure these are fitted nicely onto there, and there.
You don't need more copper.
No, there was a bit left in the thing, wasn't there?
So, and a bit more got in my pocket. So.
Yeah, man. It's almost got these olives a bit tight. What I like about this side though is that there's a wooden ledge at the back of the cistern, so it's obviously if you jet loop this pipe up properly, you shouldn't have any getting into the fitting, should there? Sorry, that was playing in the bar a moment ago. Right, one bit more pipe then. Will it reach across there? Yes, it will. Elbow and a street, please, Grandad. So where we are on that, cut them down like that. No, just cut it. I'll do this first and we can cut it afterwards. Nothing quite as terrifying than holding 6 kilos of press gun above for your urinal. So I got Grandad to read through the specs of this on the way, leave it there, on the way today, and it turns out you can actually run up to 5 urinals. Obviously you need a different size system, but you can run up to 5 urinals, is that right?
Yeah, 5 urinals.
5 urinals off this, which is rather good, isn't it?
Yeah,
there we go, I'm going to do that as a street, that looks lovely. Done with the pipe slice.
We've got 4.
Now, we've had to replace pipe work here today. But normally, if you come into a pre-existing setup, you can just cut 140mm of pipe out of the section here and stick it straight in. But of course, we're lucky enough, we don't have to. So we're going in with fresh fittings so that it's all tidy and we know that it works. I wasn't tight, didn't bother jet lubing that one because it's never going to be under any pressure, really, is it? Now, this is the thumb bit now. So we've got the holes on the back here to line up with the connectors here, and we can pop this front face off here. That is a wall mounting template, so this is what you'd use to cut the hole in the ceiling if you wanted to. Hey Keith, what's happening, man?
Are you still on the video?
Yeah, man, water's on.
Yeah, that's fine. Can I pause it?
If you want.
Pause it. Yeah.
So we've screwed it, we've clipped it in, we've screwed it to the front, we've got 2 standard like wall plate screws to screw it in. Didn't want to leave it too long because the batteries have been in for a little while now. So we wanted to crack on. So we're going to press the cog button. Let me get you a bit of a close-up. Okay, so here we are with the controls, and obviously it's on its side, but the clever thing about this plate is we can stick it back on in whatever way we want, so it looks nice and tidy like that. I mean, that is a beautiful little install, that is. You wouldn't even know. There's no wires and all that, and that's got a 5 metre range for the sensor at an 80-degree angle, which is great. So we're gonna press set up once, and we're going to turn the water on. There we go. So water's on, it's in setup mode. We're going to press play, which is going to purge the air out, and obviously we're going to let water run through the solenoid now, and you can see it's coming in at quite a rate. Now, before we got here, these were running off 2 massively restricted isolation valves, which didn't really work, and they were flushing, even on a trickle, probably every 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. The setup is quite simple. Once it's glowing green like that, and you press play, you're going to wait until it flushes the urinals, and it will siphon out itself, and then you're supposed to count 5 seconds. Once it starts flushing, count 5 seconds and then turn it off. Here comes the siphon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're just going to button there, and as you can hear, it's stopped the water coming through now. That continues to siphon out and flush all the toilets, and that's basically it. All we want to do then is probably put it into hygiene mode. Grandad tells me from the instructions, hygiene mode will activate every 40 minutes if the sensor has been activated, and if not, every hour. Or we can go for eco mode, just press eco mode like that, and that will do it every 60 minutes if the sensor's been activated, or every 80 minutes if it hasn't been activated. So how quick it was flushing before, just on a constant fill and flush, that's just ridiculous. So yeah, there's a test button on there as well, which means you can come in and make it happen. That means this is basically sat empty, so you've not got loads of condensation gathering on that, and it's obviously a hell of a lot better for fuel efficiency. And as you can see, it really took literally, well, this is at 11 minutes 40, but I'm going to chop some bits of useless information out, like me chatting to Grandad and stuff like that. It really was really quick. Grandad, box. So, that was the Thomas Dudley Kinetic Intelligent IRC Infrared Urinal Control, but just call it the Kinetic from Dudley. Massive shout out to them for helping us out with this installation, and I would like to remind everybody that I am not paid by Thomas Dudley. I am not part of the Tide Army. I had a job, I reached out, they told me what I needed, and that is an incredible piece of kit. The Witten Arms is now saving 160% on water because they've had 2, and it's 80% each. You see what I did there? Hashtag quick maths. There we go. Don't forget to follow Pointed Plumber on Instagram. It's been emotional.
Is it in